For too long, our journalists would go to these Tea Party events or MAGA events or all these other events, and they'll play it up as if it has great coverage, as if there are a whole lot of people coming from all over the world and or all over the country, and the support is much more than it really is. I remember in the days of the Tea Party time, there'll be 50 or 60 Tea Partiers, and the cameras will come in small angles to make it seem as if the Tea Party movement was bigger than it was, and that in itself helped grow the party. When we present them with progressives, thousands of progressives, it was always done in some sort of a caricature. It was never made to show that these are the people that represent most Americans. Well, you know what? Seems to me like the media has gotten the message and realized the damage that they've done, and they've started covering things a little bit more, not equitable, but honestly and truthfully. Check this out.
The organizer of this rally says that this was specifically meant to be supporting non-violent individuals who have been arrested, detained because of alleged crimes tied to January 6th. But that organizer has been very clear, very adamant in saying that their support is only for non-violent offenders and that they do not support violent offenders. But the first person that they brought up to try and make that point was a woman who identified herself as the girlfriend of a man named Jonathan Mellis. An individual by that name is accused of violent acts on January 6th. According to the criminal complaint, a Jonathan Mellis was captured on police body-worn camera, hitting officers with a blunt weapon on January 6th, some sort of large stick, and repeatedly striking and making stabbing movements towards the officers with the weapon in his hand. I mean, look, this protest, this rally, whatever you want to call it today, everyone here that we spoke to seemed to be acting like there were hundreds of people who were here on January 6th that have been indefinitely detained in prison and that they had simply just poked their head through a door that was already open. And that is simply not true on any level. Both you and I were there that day. We know that is not true. You look at the numbers, around 600 people have been charged with crimes related to what happened on January 6th. The most recent count I've seen of people still detained or in police custody is around 63. And when you look at an indictment of two men from Pennsylvania just earlier this week, they are accused of violent crimes. And as far as we know, those individuals are still being detained. So from where I'm standing, from what I saw on January 6th, from what I heard today, I did not hear very much, if anything, that was rooted in any sort of reality or actual facts of what happened that day or what the situation is right now. Yasmin?
Yeah, it seemed very much, I got to say, like a distortion of reality.
Imagine if the Tea Party rallies were covered the way they should have. What kind of people we had that were there in the formative years. Imagine if the initial stages of the MAGA movement was actually shown to be the cesspool that it is. Imagine if things were reported as they should have. Then we would not have had those who got the courage to attack a free capital of the United States in the attempt to overthrow the government. Those thugs, those insurrectionists, those terrorists, imagine if they were covered appropriately. Imagine we would not have had a Donald Trump. We would not have had the coddlers of those who would do this type of evil. Well, at least they're doing their jobs now. Good job. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.